Hey, what's going on, everybody? Vinny Brigance here. I run the Organic Hypnosis Training Center, and I want to walk through my upcoming training on August 19th. There's a couple things I want to clarify because I think it's a bit easy to get lost in the weeds out there. There's so many different courses out there, and if you're like me, all that stuff's really fun to learn, but I need to highlight what we're not doing. So really what we're not doing is learning more techniques, protocols, scripts, stuff like that. What we're really focused on is developing the ability to work instinctively with a client in such a way that you really don't need techniques. If you decide to use them, that's up to you, right? But what we're focused on is developing the ability to start to utilize unconscious communication, and we're allowing that to become the technique. So what that means is, when you're in front of a client, it's not about, well, what script should I use, what technique, what protocol. You literally just get to connect with that person. And as you start to notice unconscious communication, you literally just explore it with them. It kind of reminds me of that old Erickson quote from, there's a recording with him and Dr. D, I think it is. That's the name of it. And he talks about hypnosis is really about allowing the conscious mind to recede and the unconscious mind to come to the fore. So we're just creating a space for that to happen. And it's such a fun, easy way to work with folks. You really don't get stuck now. And if you get stuck, it's because you're just putting too much pressure on yourself or on that client. So we talk about how to become aware of that and what to do in those scenarios. And what I like most about this is it's really this like path to mastery. Yeah, and so what do I mean by that? Ultimately, there's all these amazing practitioners and trainers in the field, and you can take their courses, and they can give you so much insight and tips into working with people, but ultimately you've got to walk the path. You've got to get the sessions, you've got to get the experience. That's the path to mastery. So I think what's really nifty about this approach is that I'm giving you the tools to do that, right? I'm helping you develop those tools within yourself, I should say. So it's a bit trippy, it's a bit out there. And once you have this skill set, now you're just on the journey. But because this isn't a sort of well, a lot of protocols out there say like, do this and then that person will never have a problem again. What I'm a little bit more into as a practitioner, embracing the reality of what might happen. I always tell clients the most important work you're going to do, if you're the client, is after the session. That's where all the integration takes place. That's where the processing takes place. The insights and understandings continue to emerge because we're working with the client in a deep way. I don't mean deep in terms of like phenomena, states of hypnosis. That does happen. I don't want to go into anecdotes, but that does happen. However, depth in terms of really tackling what's going on underneath the surface. And so the mastery and the skill sets related to this, just like that client continues to have them, you continue to have them. Right. You get to continue to explore and discover more things about how to work with clients in an organic way. So this is a really fun little thing. But I want to point out, you just pay once and you get to come to all future trainings, and you of course get access to all the recorded footage. So the reason this is important is because folks say, well, can I really learn this in 2 days? And you don't need to. You need to get a sense for what this looks like, and your mind will start to connect the dots for you, which is really cool. We have a really cool community. We have amazing practitioners in our group, and these folks are incredible. You can practice with them too. That's always available. But I do host support calls and things like that along in between training sessions to see where you're at, to see where you're stuck. So ultimately, it's really about getting to the edge of the thing, but also just a completely different way of working with folks. So if this is interesting to you, please take a look at what we've got coming up August 19th through the 21st. We're going to do 2 full days of this. So again, this isn't like lecture based, right? This is all demos. You're going to be doing it. You'll be actually doing this. I'll be coaching you through it. This person's a hypnotist. This person is the practitioner. Let's go. All right. And we dive right into it. I might do 2 or 3 minutes of talking just to kind of set the frame for what we don't want to be doing. But from there, it's really about getting you as much time on task. Then we can reflect, we can break it all down. So that hands-on nature, I think, makes this a bit, for me, it's appealing, right? Because when I was taking a lot of courses, the ones that I found most valuable were the hands-on ones. The ones where it was like, we're not really participating, we're not really engaging. I got stuff out of those, but it was a little bit hard to implement and put into practice right away. That is not what I want. I want you to be able to dive straight into this, right? I want you to be able to use this stuff right away, start noticing things, and you're gonna go through a pretty interesting journey after that. It's pretty cool. So hopefully that's intriguing. If you have questions, please ask them, and I would love to have you at the next training here. Folks, take care.